What's going on, you guys? This is your boy RBG, aka the Random Black Gamer, bringing you another video on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, aka Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 4. After a decade of inactivity, the series is back in full effect, and the expectations are extremely high in regards to what we want to see in this latest installment. But after witnessing that epic gameplay showcasing, I think it's safe to assume that we are in good hands, but there are obviously things that we're still waiting to get a confirmation on, and we're going to talk about that today. But before we do that, I want to ask you guys to do me the biggest favor and like this video. Yeah, I know it's a bit annoying getting this request at the very beginning before you've watched the video in its entirety, but YouTube's algorithm encourages it. So if you rock with your boy and you know I'm going to bring you that awesome content, then smash that like button. And if by any chance you make it to the end of this video and you feel like you wasted 10 minutes of your life that you can't get back, then by all means retract that like and give it a dislike. Just rate the video. But yeah, guys, I have been having an absolute blast going over all the different details we've been getting for this game, because it's a nostalgia trip, man. It's so nostalgic being able to relive these moments that we've had with these classic titles and actually being able to play them again in its new format. We have these extremely powerful new consoles which are only gonna elevate the experience and give us stuff that we couldn't get back in the past. And after getting that awesome gameplay demonstration, we have a good idea of what we can expect from this title, right? We know it's gonna have all the base mechanics there, but there are a few things that we still want to see that's gonna remain intact, and we hope that it doesn't get thrown to the wayside, because we already know there's gonna be this big catch-22. As soon as they introduce new mechanics, there's always gonna be that chance that something that we enjoyed isn't gonna make it in the final cut. But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully they just cram in everything that was great about Tenkaichi 2 and 3 in particular and actually add on to those foundations. And based on what we've seen, it seems like this is actually doing that and then some. It's almost like an evolution of all the different mechanics that we've had in the past, right? Because we see that they're not only adding stuff from Tenkaichi, but they're also adding stuff based on the spin-offs to Tenkaichi, which includes Raging Blast. Two key features, which includes this max power state, which is very reminiscent of the Raging Soul feature, where the sky darkens and a new theme plays. And then there's the super perception technique, which allows players to auto-counter oncoming attacks such as super moves and potentially ultimate moves, although we still haven't gotten a confirmation on that. I feel like we will though. We'll just have to wait and see how that goes. You guys have heard me say this in previous videos, but I honestly feel like they should just take everything from the older Dragon Ball Z games, because there have been a lot of new Dragon Ball Z titles and all of them have introduced new mechanics that were very creative, such as the deep, in-depth exploration from Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and the dramatic finishes from Dragon Ball Fighters. Those are things that I wouldn't mind seeing replicated in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero at all, because they were so good. And if we know anything about the Tenkaichi series, they don't really mind taking mechanics from other games and applying them to that awesome Tenkaichi foundation. And like I mentioned earlier, I feel like there's still a slew of things that they need to add from the previous Tenkaichi games. As you guys may have noticed, we are getting a lot of Dragon Ball Super content within this title, which also suggests that we're going to be reliving a lot of moments and particular arcs from DB Super. One of the most notable arcs being the Tournament of Power, a tournament where the strongest warriors from 8 universe duke it out to ensure that their universe doesn't get erased. This was undoubtedly the biggest event that we've had in a Dragon Ball Z saga of any kind, and it also was a big event in reality, because as you guys are aware, when this thing was airing live on things like simulcast, it broke the internet, literally. You couldn't go on Crunchyroll when this thing went up because it crashed, because so many people were flooding that site to even watch it. So yeah, this is definitely something that Spike Chunsoft is going to want to make sure they get right, because if you guys aren't aware, the Tournament of Power has only been included in 2 games, those being Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 and Dragon Ball Heroes. But anyways, one of the things that I really enjoyed about the Tournament of Power was that it consisted of all these different fighters fighting at the same time. It was essentially a battle royale where each respective universe had their own team. And I love how all the participants didn't have to necessarily fight exclusively for their universe. If they wanted to, they can team up with somebody from a different universe to get rid of an enemy that they've been having problems with. We're talking 2v2s and even 2v1s, where we have characters such as Goku Goku and Hit try to fight Dispo because he was that much of a problem when it came to his supernatural speed. If Spike Chunsoft really wants to give us that true Tournament of Power experience, then they're gonna have to go back to an awesome title that doesn't really get talked about nowadays, and that's Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi Tag, which is pretty much self-explanatory. If you play the game, then you know it features all the mechanics we come to love from the Tenkaichi series, except it puts an extra spin on it by giving you that 2v2 experience. Besides that, this is the first Tenkaichi game to feature a 1v2 and a 2v1 mode, and if you ask me, I think all of those things would fit perfectly within Sparking Zero, because this feature is something that's been collecting dust for the better half of a decade, and I feel like it'll be something fresh to people who haven't played that game. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be getting a lot of characters from the Tournament of Power, which is a key indication that the Tournament of Power itself is going to be a major arc that we're going to get a chance to relive, and the only way they're going to be able to replicate that experience is by implementing the Tenkaichi Tag system. Not only is it the perfect way to relive Super, but it's also the perfect way to relive other moments that involve tag matches. Like we can get Goku and Piccolo versus Raditz, or maybe Jason Berter versus Goku. Another thing that I feel like this would greatly benefit would be the online component. If you guys have been following this game closely, then you know that's been a major topic of conversation since it's been alluded to that we won't be seeing a local multiplayer in Sparking Zero. A lot of longtime fans, including myself, feels like that would be a major mistake, especially since local multiplayer has been in all of the Tenkaichi games, including things like Ultimate Tenkaichi, which is like the red-headed stepchild of the bunch. As I mentioned in a previous video, a lot of people still don't own the current gen consoles, and the only way they can experience this game is by going to their friend's house or a family member to play it, so it would be a bit unfortunate if we weren't given the option to play it locally. While I do enjoy facing Dragon Ball Z players from around the world, I feel like Spike Chunsoft really needs to add something to this mode to make it a special and grand affair. I feel like a online experience should have as many people as possible, so having at least 4 people simultaneously engage in battle would be the perfect feature to have in online multiplayer, and it would give us the best overall experience with the Tenkaichi Tag feature. Like, something worth pointing out is that not everybody got a chance to experience this game because it was only available on the PSP, and that device had its fair share of caveats. Like, if you wanted to engage with another player online, you were gonna get mixed to downright atrocious results. We're talking unplayable battles that are plagued with input delays and overall lag. But as you know, internet has come a long way, and we no longer have to depend on these wireless hotspots to get a good game off the ground. We can finally play with smooth experiences, and I hope that Namco Bandai takes that into consideration, because we've been getting plagued with these bad online experiences since Raging Blast 2. So I'm hoping that the developers are working on a netcode to give us a solid online experience. This is yet another feature that they can fine tune and add stuff to, like what if moves. Like, as you guys are aware, when it comes to Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi Tag Team, you can do so many things such as team attacks, and if you pair the right characters together, you can perform a fusion. You have things like the father-son Kamehameha, and we've also gotten a chance to see a tag team move in one of the trailers in the form of the Purple Comet performed by Jason Berter. But it would be awesome to see what if attacks. Like, how awesome would it be to see Super Saiyan Full Power Broly and Kale perform some kind of ultimate tag team move? The possibilities are endless. But with all that said, guys, I'm going to turn it over to you. What do you think about this idea? Since they are having the Tournament of Power in this game, do you feel like it would be a good idea to implement the Tenkaichi Tag Team feature? Or do you think they should just stick to the basics by hammering in that 1v1 classic style that we like so much? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, I ask that you like or dislike the video. It doesn't have to be a thumbs up, it can be a thumbs down. But if you really enjoyed this video, it would help me out tremendously if you shared it with all your friends and followers on all the different social media outlets. Sharing really makes a difference. But once again, this is your boy RBG, aka The Random Black Gamer, signing out on another video. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. As a successful YouTube user, I often get questions asking what I use to get my videos tons of views. And the answer to that is TubeBuddy. This thing has helped me take my channel to the next level in ways I never imagined. It's a browser extension that helps new and experienced YouTubers grow fast and optimize their channels. I've been using this extension for years, and it's constantly getting updated with new features, like the SEO tool that helps me come up with the perfect title, description, and tags to get more people to click on my videos. It even provides you with analytics beside your videos to see how much traffic your video is generating from various social media sites. The extension is absolutely free, but as a special offer, we're giving a 50% discount for channels that have less than 1,000 subscribers that purchase the Pro upgrade. All you have to do is enter in the code RisingStarBuddy. So if you're interested in starting a YouTube channel or taking your content to the next level, download the extension now. You can do so by clicking on this link that'll be provided in the description of this video.